to a view of the moon through the clouds from we're auto reconnecting to our ASIair, which is imaging from the Victoria Dome.
Wow.
So what I will do, I'll turn off the video and go into preview mode. I'll just explain how this all works. So we're connected by a network cable. So we're not using the radio link on the ASIair, the Wi-Fi link, but you do need it to focus it. When you've switched everything on, you really need to connect up your phone or your iPad to ASIair, make sure it's all running and adjust the focusing. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to focus tonight, but get it focused, and then you can come back in the warm here, and you can fire up a program called BlueStacks, which is this one down here. And when that's opened up, you'll see your ASIair icon, and you fire that up and it should all go. I've now updated it today. There was a new version that was released last week. So I've updated it, the hardware on the ASIair and the software in the program here. So let me just run through a few of the icons. Going on the top here, that little icon here, basically it shows the Wi-Fi settings, internet, and this is the way you press that button to shut everything down. Next, we have the camera. So the camera here is the ZWO ASI 533MC Pro, and there's a little switch on or off button there. So you turn that on. You've got to highlight it in the thing and turn it on, and it connects. So it remembers in its memory the focal length of the telescope. That will, of course, alter if you put in Barlow lenses or focal reducer. Normally run it again about 100, so in the middle button there. And the cooling's turned on, so it's operating about -10. So if we go back, the next one is your guiding button. So this is the guide camera with its focal length. It should remember that. We put the gain about the middle phase. Calibration steps, you don't need to alter that. Don't bother. I think dither settings, don't bother about. Yeah, I've got it to dither every 5 images. Dithering means it moves the picture slightly after every 5 seconds, so it helps reduce the noise in the image. So, and to activate the guide button, you press the guide here, click on that screen there, and you press this button here. Now, you obviously won't find any guide stars, but I press that button there, and it will start guiding. It's probably, I think it's overexposing. It might be the moon's popped out. So then you press that button there, and that will set your guiding going. So we'll press stop there, shrink it back down. That's guide. Telescope. That's the EQ mod mount. All these settings should remain as they are. Guiding rate set about half sidereal rate. The tracking is sidereal, but you've also clicked for solar and lunar. And then when you switch the telescope off, you want to go back to the home position. So you press start. Now, the basic principle of ASIair always starts in the home position, which is basically pointing at Polaris. So if everything crashes, just realign everything on the axis, so it's pointing to Polaris, and you can set off again. These other buttons are grayed out. This is the
filter
wheel, and this one's the electronic autofocus. So we haven't got any of those at the moment, but we might do later on. This button here, you have two areas in which to store files. This the eMMC is a little card on the Raspberry Pi computer on the ASIair, which holds the operating system, but also has room for storing images. You can also put I sent a link of the little thumb drive, USB drive. So I put my little USB drive on it as well, just to demonstrate some images if it's cloudy tonight. So you have two options for storing images. Image management. This will show you where you've stored all your images. So it stores them on a file called Auto Run and under Light. So these are images I took of that Galaxy NGC 520 a few nights ago. But you can also store some other images. You can also store, there should be a storage for your darks and flat fields. I think they're probably an auto run. Let's go back. Now, the other software we've got here is, so the beauty of this program is you don't actually need to be a whiz kid in stacking astro images. ASIair will do it all for you. So in either planetary stacking mode, so you've got solar, lunar, or planet, or DSO stacking mode. If I click on DSO stacking, let's add some lights. So we'll select all those, done. So it's taken, how many's you got? 32 there. Let's process that and see what happens. So you see it's quite quick. It is taking all those pictures. These are all light frames, 1/22 shots of this galaxy in Pisces, NGC 520. It's aligning them and stacking them, and we'll see what happens. I haven't done it with this program before. So this was a new option that came with the latest version of, updated version of ASIair. So what it does mean, it means you can go away with a picture of a galaxy or the moon or planets on a memory stick, so you can capture your own images with the minimum of processing.
If you've saved images on the ASIair, how do you retrieve those images?
Well, you can save them on little memories on your little thumb drive, which is plugged in. Do you have one on yours?
No, it didn't come with one.
Oh yeah, well, there's a little thumb drive. I put a link up on the. I'll send you the link anyway.
Yeah, send me a link, please, because I was very disappointed because I was taking some images and I was very pleased with them, and then I realised they hadn't been saved.
The other thing we can do with this system is, because we're hardwired up with Ethernet cable, we can download them straight onto this computer from the ASIair in the Victoria Dome. I'm just going to poke my nose out the door and see what the sky's looking like. Oh, we have clear skies.
Oh, right.
Right, the good news is the sky is clear. So once we process this, we'll slew to, well, I might have to focus it. I might have to go away and focus it a bit more.
David, David, can I ask, is this a stacking facility only on the ASIair Plus, or is it just an update to all of the ASIair?
No, I have it on my ASIair Pro.
Okay,
So
thanks.
both of them. It's the updated software, ASIair version 2, I think it's called.
Yeah, okay. I haven't updated it recently. I'll have to have a look.
Can I ask at the Guinness?
Yeah.
The light, dark, flat.
So what's a flat?
Light, dark, flat.
Yeah. Okay. The light. What you basically got. A light frame is like a picture of a galaxy. So you might take a 60-second shot. They're all called lights. Dark frame is if you take a 60-second exposure of a galaxy, you take a 60-second exposure with the cover of the telescope. So no light gets in, but you take the same length of time. It has to be the same length of time as your light. What that does, it basically takes a photograph of the thermal noise in the camera. So that's called a dark frame. And most people take 20 or 30 dark frames and you average them together to get an average signal. And then if you're a purist, you get a flat frame. Now, flat frame, you need to use your little, I'll show you what the histogram is, but you need to not overexpose, but you're getting a picture of light. You can either use just before it gets dark, you use a sky, or you can use a white screen in front of the telescope. You take a short exposure. What that does, that evenly illuminates the chip in your camera, but it will also pick out little, what we call donuts, little bits of dust that cause shadows on the chip. And so you can average, you can take that light frame and your dark frames, and you can see here, this little ring here, little ring there, these little shadows of dust on the outer screen of the window in the camera, and a flat frame would take those all out. The dark frames, in some cameras, the beauty of one we've got on this camera, it's got very low thermal noise, but on some cameras, you'll have a big white sort of flare coming up here, which is called amplified though. And a dark frame would take that out. So this is that little stacked image of those 30 120 seconds shots of this little galaxy, this interacting galaxy. So, you know, I've got a presentable picture of a galaxy and I haven't required to use any astro imaging processing skills. So you can save that, press the save button. I think this is that one. So share, JPEG. And you can either save it wherever, save on file manager. So, how do we get out of this now? So I haven't got here before. I don't know how you get out of this. Let's shrink that down. Whoops. No. Done something silly there. Okay, let's.
Is that an icon at the top left, David, saying exit or go back to home? Or is that not? No,
Well,
top
that
left.
one.
No, top left of your screen. Are they icons to get out with? Higher?
I can't see it. It's being hidden by.
There's some sort of back arrow there.
That's it. Well done. Well spotted. It was hidden by the screen at the top here. So okay. So let's demonstrate stacking in deep sky mode. What we're going to do now is let's tell it to go to Jupiter. So on this, let me go back here. On this little window here, if you click on that, and you click here, you can select a category of all the different objects in the sky. So you've got sun and planets, you've got Messier objects, NGC, IC, and Sharp Plus catalogues. So great database. Go to sun and planets, and we scroll down, we get Jupiter, press go to, and now the telescope is flew to Jupiter. Probably won't find it because someone's got to go out and move the dome. So
The weakest link.
what I'm going to do now, I know it's not in focus, so I'm going to disappear, and I'm going to take my phone, if I can find it, and hopefully you should see a picture. Just give me a few minutes and I'll be back.
Alan, could I